Hi, I'm Daniel and I'm up here on my terrace. It's really beautiful because the sun is just setting over there. Actually, let me just show you how beautiful it actually is. See? Sun's setting over there, and yeah, that's about it. People walking to the weekly market, and there's clear skies, really, no clouds at all. It's beautiful. You wouldn't believe it, but actually not even a couple of years back, almost less than a decade back, this entire area was empty. There was nothing other than our house here and that house over there. It was just agriculture or fields, and it was kind of sad to see all these houses because, well, birds and all stopped coming here, and I miss that. Actually, just a few minutes back there was a group of really cool birds over there. I'll show you a picture of that. And so, no, I'm not here to shoot the sunset. I'm here to do something entirely different. I'll come to that. Alright, so we've established that it's really beautiful. The hills are actually right behind the camera. Anyway, have you ever come across a photograph where you've seen the same person in the same photograph multiple times, and then you've thought, man, that's really cool. How have they done that? Can I do it? Well, let me tell you, you can. And the best part is, it's really, really easy to do that. It's called Multiplicity. Yeah, that's Multiplicity. Yeah, that's what it's called, and it's pretty easy, but it's super, super cool. And well, I'm going to show you how to do that today. A few days back, I uploaded, I think a few weeks probably, I uploaded a photograph of myself using the same technique on Facebook, and many people asked me how I had done that. So, well, I'm going to show you in this tutorial. So I'd taken that picture on the terrace, so I think I'll just take another one on the terrace itself, just to make it easier for people to understand. So what do you need for that? Basically, you just need three things. First, you need your camera, then you need a tripod, and then you need a subject. And what better subject than you yourself? What subject is more available than you yourself? Right, let's get down to details. Now, your camera. As always, I'm not using a DSLR, but your camera, I would recommend that your camera has a manual mode, because you need to keep your shutter speed, your aperture, and your ISO, and your white balance constant, because that would help a lot in post-processing. Because suppose one photograph that you take is a little too bright and another one is a little too dark, then that would really mess up your post-processing when you're combining the photos together. Yeah, that's basically the technique behind this, is that you take multiple photographs and then combine them into one photograph. If you don't have one, that's fine. Just use a sturdy surface like a wall or a table or even a stool. That's fine. That's a tripod is not an absolute necessity, but your camera is, and of course your subject is. So the subject now is going to be me. Well, let's just get down to it. Alright, so I've set up my camera over there, and it's I'm going to be sitting and or standing at different locations right over there, and then combine those photographs. So let's look at the settings I'm using. Alright, so you can see the settings right here. I'm using a shutter speed of 1/100th of a second and an aperture of 3.4, ISO of 200. I won't go more than that because that will give me a lot of noise. Now my white balance, I've set my white balance to cloudy. You could set it to daylight. You could no, I wouldn't go with tungsten because that would give you blue. You could set it to flash, but then that would give you your colors would be a little unreal. So I think actually I think I'll go with daylight. So I've set my white balance to daylight. Now, oh yeah, one more thing I forgot is the manual focus. Now let's just manual focus right over there. That's infinity, and that's perfect. Now you want to keep your settings constant because you're going to be combining your shots later on, and suppose just in case your settings are not constant, you're going to have a little bit of a problem with the shadows, with the colors, and with the exposure in general when you combine the photographs. So I'm going to be my self timer, setting it to 10 seconds, right? And I will be taking the shot. Alright, now for my first shot. Now my second shot. I think I'll just do 3 this time and not waste your time. Alright, so we've taken out 3 shots. Now let's go and combine them together and get the final cool effect. So you've got your pictures, you've taken them, you've copied them to your computer, and this is where the fun actually starts. So you fire up Photoshop. Now get your pictures, select your pictures and drag them into Photoshop. Wait for them to open. So we're just going to minimize the one in the background. So all you're going to need here is your layer mask and your brush tool. That's basically everything you're going to need. You're not going to need a lot of things. Doesn't matter if you don't know a lot of Photoshop, it's really not all that important. So let's maximize that and select this picture. That's Control A, or you could go to Edit and then select all. Yeah, so Control C for copy. Now let's close this, we don't need it. Now maximize this one and paint it over that. Paste it over that. Oh man, really obsessed with painting for some reason. Alright, so now you see it's pasted as a new layer. The picture that we just copied has been pasted as a new layer on the on this image. Now let's turn that off. You can see this is the background, and this is the one that I just copied and pasted over this. So it's we're gonna be basically making the adjustments to this. So let's select add a layer mask. Now this is a white layer mask, so you can use a gray or a black brush. To prefer black. Now based on your image and based on the number of people you have, number of subjects you have in your image, you will need varying brush sizes. So you can vary the brush sizes by going here, like so. You see it dragging this, and left or right. Left decreases it, right increases it. Now I would recommend using it at full hardness, that's 100%. Make sure your flow and your opacity are at 100% so you get the best results. Alright, so enough talk. Now one thing, just to make it easier for you, I'm going to reduce the opacity of my top layer. That is the one that I just pasted, so you can see where I have to paint. Now you see this guy here sitting here is the one I have to put into the picture, so I'm going to paint with a black brush. Now select your layer mask. Make sure that you've selected your layer mask and not the layer, because if you paint over the layer you'll just get color and you won't get the effect. So select the layer mask, and I'll just increase my brush size a bit. Yeah, and paint. There you go. See, it's that easy, nothing else, that easy. Now one thing with this is there are no shadows here, so nothing to worry about, but in case you have shadows, don't freak out. Just zoom in and paint those shadows in. So let's raise the opacity again. Now right click and flatten the image. Now one thing, before, when you're right clicking, don't right click on the layer or the layer mask, because you won't get those options. Right click either on the text or on a blank area like this, blank area, or on the text. So you get this dialog box, or this drop down menu, sorry, and select flatten image. So that's flattened. Now copy this, select it and then copy it. That's Control A and then Control C. Let's close this, we don't need that. And now let's paste it over this image. Now the reason I'm pasting the one that I've already worked on over the one with the single guy is because that would make it a whole lot easier to paint just one person rather than to paint in two. Now you can see, alright, let's just get to it. Add the layer mask, select it, and okay, I'll just zoom in to make it easier. Sorry, zooming out. Okay. Alright, sorry, the shortcut for zooming in is when you press your control key and your plus key is zooming in, control key and your minus key zooms out. So I'll just reduce my brush size here, and yeah, sorry, forgot to change the opacity of this layer. Okay, you see, all I have to add is him in. So let's go a little higher so you can see him. Now let's zoom out a little bit so you can see him in entirety. Alright, now paint. Oh, it's that simple. There's nothing to worry about. It's very easy. Anybody can do it. Right, now raise the opacity again, and oopsie, I keep getting mixed up. Okay, there you see, it's perfect, and you have your final multiplicity. Of course, now you could add as many people as you want in the frame. It doesn't really matter. You could have 2 or 200 even, but the more number of people you have in the frame, the more time it will take for you to actually combine all those images together. So that's about it. Right now, flatten your image again. Right click, flatten image. There you go. Now you'll want to save your image. Select your options and click OK. And yeah, of course, don't forget to save your image, otherwise you'll lose all your work. You could save it as a copy. That's what I always do, so that I don't lose the originals. And I hope you could follow through. If you can't, of course, leave a comment with your questions and I will try and get back to you. Actually, I will get back to you. Okay, so that looks pretty good. That's perfect, and thank you for watching. Come back for more tutorials.